Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, I'm Miriam Dow, wife, mom of 4, real estate investor, and entrepreneur. So it's a new year. Happy New Year. I've been MIA and I know it. As I've actually been going through a lot of stuff going on. So long story short, I did lose my grandmother on December 30th. So I've been dealing with that. I did get a chance to see her. I went to Mali right before the end of the year. I think I left like December 15th. Got to see her. And I also went for like a family wedding, like my cousin's wedding. So got to see her, but this is not going to be a sad video. Every day gets a little bit better. Every day gets a little bit better. Today, we're going to be talking about some juicy stuff. So let's get right into it. But I'm glad I'm back. I have so much to go over with you guys. So just stay tuned. Make sure your bell notifications are on because I'm about to drop videos like back to back because I know I've been MIA. So just stay tuned. But today I'm going to talk about rental arbitrage. So as you guys know, I'm an Airbnb host on and I'm not renting my property out. This is a property that I own outright. I don't have any mortgage. So one of my goals in 2022 is to scale my Airbnb business. So of course I want to add on to my portfolio, buy more properties. But when you're buying properties, there's a lot of time that goes into it and a lot of money that goes into it. First, you have to get the funds. Then you have to, start looking for a property that might work. And the last time it took me about 2 to 3 months. Yeah, about 2 to 3 months to get the property. From the time like I started looking for the property to the day that I closed, you could say like 3 months. And that's like because I'm usually on top of it. So sometimes it's very time consuming. I do have a lot of goals. I do have goals this year that I want to meet when it comes to Airbnb. So I do want to add more properties to the one that I already have. And I know if you want to scale faster, rental arbitrage is the way. Whereas if you want to make more cash flow per Airbnb than owning the property, you usually do make a little bit more cash flow. So I do want to try out rental arbitrage just to see what are the pros and cons firsthand from doing both. So recently I've been on Zillow. I've been hitting up my real estate agent. We've been looking at properties that I can rent out to turn into Airbnb. So of course it has to be in a desirable neighborhood, and I've been going all over the place. First I was looking for homes like near New York City, and like I was looking in Philadelphia. I'm looking at all these places, Myrtle Beach. So I was like, okay, first of all, I need to make it make sense. Myrtle Beach, all these great places, these are great places to do Airbnb, but let's be realistic. I think it would be best to do my second Airbnb unit where I already have a team. So that's why I was like, let's maybe just do a second one in Trenton again, or around that area in Mercer County, because it's a great location, close to Princeton, close to Philly, close to New York City. Sesame Place, Six Flags, those are the big attractions near the home there. So I'm like, I already have a great cleaner. It's been working out. I have, my, what is it called? The people that come and cut your grass. My landscaper. So I have a good landscaper. I have a good exterminator. I have him there every month just treating the home. I don't want to see any spiders or anything like that. I have my neighbors are really, really nice. Like for instance, the other day it snowed, and one of my neighbors, I asked her if she knew anyone that could like shovel the snow. I had a guest there the day that it snowed, and she let another one of my neighbor know, and her grandson actually woke up 6 a.m., took all the snow away, and I paid him. So he's gonna be my go-to anytime I have any kind of snow. His house is literally right next door, so it's a good way. And he's like 16, I think, so he made some money, and I was able to make sure I don't have any snow piling up at the front door. So when the guests woke up when they were leaving, they were even surprised. I could tell from the camera because everything was clear for them, and my neighbor had put some salt down and stuff. So I have a team in Trenton. That's what I'm trying to get to. I have a team in Trenton, and building a team is really hard. You guys know I went through a lot with the contractor and all of that. So building a team is very important. And right now I'm at a point where I have a good cleaner. I went a few months where none of that was really working. So now that I have a team, I think it's best for me to do the second one in the same area. So once I figured that out, I started looking, and just earlier this week, actually, I saw a property in Trenton, New York. And what I kept running into when my my real estate agent would let the other real estate agent know, you know, the person representing the owner or the landlord, like, hey, I have a client, she's interested in renting this home, but she wants to do it for this and this. They always come back, oh, we don't think we could do that, is that legal, all these questions. So I feel like I'm the one that's best at giving this pitch, because, you know, it's just better coming from me. And if you don't know, like, all my life I've been in sales. I come from a family of entrepreneurs. I started my first job out of college, but my first real job was at Mercedes-Benz in Manhattan. I was in sales there for 5 years. Now my current job is another company that you guys all know. It's in hospitality, it's in a hotel. So one of those big hotel names. I work for them in marketing, but I'm also in sales. So I'm really good at pitching and stuff like that, because that's what I'm doing all the time. So I saw this property on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. And I messaged the person, is this still available? And would the rent is $1,800, and he wants the person that's going to be renting this property, in order for you to qualify, you need to make 3 times the rent, and you also need to have a good credit score. And I responded to him, hey, is this still available? I meet your income requirement and I do have a good credit score. And he responded, yes it is. And I'm like, are you available to speak with? And he was like, what's your number? So I sent him my number. Not too much longer, he called me, and of course I was a little nervous because I didn't really have anything written down. I had little notes here and there, but none of them was in front of me when he called me. And I'm like, hi, my name is Miriam, I'm really interested in your property, can you tell me a little bit more about it? And it's in a really nice location. It's actually right across the street from a park, and it's only 2 minutes away from my current Airbnb. So I knew the same kind of guests that were coming to my house would be interested in this property as well. Now it's not as nice as my property, although it's newer. Like, this house, it's a townhouse, it was built in 2000, whereas mine is like mad old. And he has like black appliances, his fridge is like white. But I'm the type of person, if I have the vision, if I can see the home and I can see it in my head, it's over. Like, I already know that the end result is gonna be popping, people are gonna love it. Same thing when I bought the property that I have now. So I was asking him questions about the property. Is there a basement? There's no basement. Is there a backyard? There's no backyard. But there is a driveway. There's a garage, which my property does not have now. And it's similar. It's 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms. So the full bathroom is upstairs, half bathroom is downstairs. And then after asking him all the questions, I was like, well, I'm actually interested in renting this property out for a business, not for me to actually live there myself. So I'm just gonna go through the conversation with you, if this one's gonna help you guys. So I was like, I actually was doing what you were doing not too long ago. I have a property 2 minutes away from your property. You know, I bought this house last year. I put a lot of work into it, put a lot of money into it, and I was screening tenants literally the entire summer, like 6 months. And the tenants that I was screening, I was getting a lot of interest in the home, but the tenants that I was screening were not making the income requirement that I had, and they were not being truthful with their references, their income, their previous landlord. I had people apply that literally burnt their unit down and all that stuff. So people were not being truthful. So I know where he is right now. So that's basically what I was getting at. And I was like, my business model is a little bit different. I rent out. So now when you want to pitch your owner, don't say the Airbnb word. Don't say none of that, okay? Don't say none of that. If they bring it up, I mean, don't lie. And a lot of people have different ways of doing this. I'm not about to be lying to anybody. I'm going to tell you the truth, because I'm not about to be on tippy toes telling guests, oh, don't mention this, don't mention that, don't touch this door. I can't do none of that. Like, people who have properties in condos and they're telling the guests, oh, don't go to the leasing office, don't ask anyone any questions. I can't do that. Like, I won't even be able to sleep at night. Like, I'm not doing all that. If I'm going to be doing this, I'm doing it the right way. And if you don't want me to do it, that's fine. if, you know, we're gonna keep it pushing, but I'm doing it the right way. So I told him that I lease, well, I do corporate lease, I sublease to other people who are in the area for a week, for a few days, mainly nurses who are in town. Maybe, you know, they're in town for a short stay, corporate people, families visiting other families. So I was like, I did this, I started this in September, 2 minutes away from your house. My property is on this street, and it's actually been going very well. From September to December, I did make a good amount of income, so I do believe that I can implement this with you. And the main things that a landlord worries about, you won't have to worry about with me. I have a good credit score. You're gonna get your rent on time every month, first of the month, every month. That's not gonna be an issue. And aside from this, I do have a full-time job that I've been at for 6 years now. Before that, my job was, I was there for 5 years, so very stable income. I make more than 3 times of the income. Your home is always gonna be in a for sale condition. This is a plus. So if they ever wanna sell the home, they don't have to really do much to it. Now think about it, when you have a tenant in your property a year, 2 years, once they're ready to leave, you have to go in there and do some painting, fix the floors, you know, fix little things that before you could sell the property or before you could lease it out to another tenant. Never have to worry about that with me, because I'm gonna have a professional cleaner in the home every time a guest leaves. I'm gonna furnish the house. It's not gonna be any kind of hoarder situation going on. It's gonna be very nice, classy. Your home is gonna be in a for sale condition at all times. And then if we maintain a great relationship, as you buy more properties, I'm willing to scale my business. That's what I'm looking to do. So I'm willing to scale my business. I could just take them off of your hands, which gives you a big relief, because looking for a tenant, making sure they say who they are, going through all this is a lot. So if you have someone that's interested in doing that, it's like a big relief for the landlord. So I'm literally saying nothing but things that they want to hear. And then so he was like, you know what, this is really interesting. I never really thought about anything like this. Let me think about it and let me get back to you. And then he was like, how long are these people staying? I was like, you know what, everything varies. But I have people there from a week, 10 days, to 2 days, to 1 night. But I screen these people. They're all coming from out of state. I don't host anyone that's in town because that's prone to parties. I have a Ring camera outside, so I'm verifying the people coming in that they actually match their profile photo. And I don't host anyone under 21. So I gave him all my guidelines that I do, and then I could tell he was just like, okay, let me think about it, get back to you. So he probably was just like, I could tell I didn't sell him. So I was like, can I get your email address? I just want to send you some information. I want you to see some pictures of how I keep my property, and also some reviews of the guests that I host. So I knew once I got that email address, it was over. So he sent me his email. It took me about an hour to get the email together. So I literally took a screenshot of all 3 credit scores from Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. Put that in the email. Pictures of my property. You know, I got the professional pictures. Make you drop your jaw. Put that in the email. And I also put like 9 reviews of guests that stayed at my property. All the reviews on my with my listing are positive reviews, by the way. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you, like the lowest stars I have is 4, and out of the 23 people that reviewed my property, 3 of them gave me 4 stars. Everyone else gave me 5 stars. So not to toot my own horn or anything, but so once I sent him that email, I texted him, and I put everything in the email that I said on the phone. Your house is gonna be in for sale condition. You're not gonna worry about rent. I've been at my job for 6 years. The job before that, 5 years. I have a stable income. The property that I'm doing my Airbnb at now, I own it outright. So I have assets basically. You know, if anything ever happens, like I have assets. I put liability insurance on my property for your insurance. So we're both covered. You're covered and I'm covered. And I'm like, if you would consider me as a tenant, I would like to come down, you know, this week to actually see the property. I hope you know, consider me as a tenant. And I put everything in there. So he texted me back a few hours later, like 2 hours later. And he was like, Miriam, I just saw your email and it looks promising. So this was the text he gave me. He said, So he said, Miriam, I have received your email and it looks promising. I can meet you this Saturday if it works for you. So from there, I said, thank you for your consideration. I'm probably coming to Trenton tomorrow because I need to go down to pay for my property taxes. Mind you, I haven't been in Trenton since like October. So this is in January when we're having this conversation. So I spoke to this man on Wednesday. Couldn't make it Thursday. And then Friday, so I told him I was going to come on Friday. Friday we woke up and it was like a big snowstorm. So my husband was outside shoveling for like 3-4 hours because we have a big driveway with 4 cars. Poor him. And then the kids' school was closed because of the snow, but I had already made a commitment to this man. Like I told him Wednesday night, I might be coming to Trenton tomorrow. I'll let you know in the morning. And then Thursday morning I said, I'm not coming today, I'm coming tomorrow. So then the fact that, you know, Thursday didn't work out and I had told him Friday, there was no way in hell that I was gonna cancel that one. And I couldn't do the weekend because I have my kids with me. Ain't no one going, we're not doing that. So we put the kids in the car, and I don't like really driving when it's like snow or rain, but it has stopped snowing. But I know like certain situations, like I don't drive in those conditions. I'm sorry, but my husband has spoiled me. This man drives me everywhere and I'm thankful for him. So we put the kids in the car, got them real comfortable, drove down there. I met him like around 2 o'clock. The location is beautiful. It's like newer townhomes. They're all very pretty. It's across the street from a really, really nice park. Families are really gonna appreciate that. We saw the house, and of course, I wanna fill him out. The same way he's filling me out, I wanna fill him out. Now, when you are meeting with these landlords, come prepared. So since I had already emailed him the reviews, pictures of the property, usually I would have brought that in person, but I had emailed him that the ink on my printer was running low. So what I did was I printed out 3 years of my W-2s, and the reason why I did that was because 2020 my income was literally zero because I was getting unemployment in 2020. In 2019 I had my twin daughters in February of 2019. No, I had them in April of 2019, but I stopped working February of 2019. So again, the income from 2019 was unearned income. It was from maternity leave and all that. So I added 2018 W-2 so he could see what a real full year of my income looks like, which is over 6 figures, and that's not even including the Airbnb income. So I brought that. I brought like my last 4 pay stubs so he could see like there's no fluff here. And then I wrote a letter explaining why my 2020 income was 0. And I brought that to him and I gave that to him. I explained everything to him. And then I was like, if you need any information like, you know, HR and stuff like that to verify my employment, let me know, like I got you. So I came prepared with all this stuff that I would want from a tenant that's applying for my property on top of it. And I think I had a little bit of an edge because I was in his shoes. Even though I never really had a long-term tenant, I was seeking tenants. So I was screening tenants and I knew what I was looking for, and I just kept getting disappointed. These people didn't even make 2 times the income, let alone 3 times the income. So the fact that he put 3 times the income, I knew this man was gonna get disappointed. I don't know if this is his first property in this area, but I knew like I could be the solution to his problem. He could be the solution to my problem. So I came in the house, we did a tour. He was asking me a bunch of questions. Okay, my property doesn't look as new as yours. What would you do? And I was telling him I would want to put recessed lighting in the living room and dining room. He has like a black oven and a black dishwasher, but a white refrigerator. I'm like, we're gonna have to get rid of that white refrigerator, make it black so this could be cohesive, unison. We're not doing the dominoes, checkers, Dalmatian situations here. And that was about it. And I was like, just a good paint job because he has like green paint. 1 bedroom is yellow, none of that. We gonna do our nice neutral colors so I could do my fizzle, you heard? So I was like, that's about it. I would need to have permission to remove the key thing at the door and put my electronic keypad. Ain't no one got time for keys, but the electronic keypad does come with a key, so I'll give him a copy of that. I'll keep 1 copy, and I'll give him a code that always gives him access. It won't be a temporary one, it's like a forever one. He will always have access to the property. And then a light, my solar LED light that's outside, because you have to take hints. A lot of people bring that up in my reviews and they're like, they're so happy because they came in late, but there was a big bright light at my step, so they felt safe. No one's trying to come in late. Like, I know how I am when I pull up to my house and it's late and my husband has the light off. Like, no. So put that out there, and he was okay with all that. Now, I never said the Airbnb word, but as we were talking, he was like, you know what, I have a friend. Of course, landlords know landlords. He was like, I have a friend that has a short-term rental on the Jersey Shore, and he does it on Airbnb, so I'm really familiar with it. So once he said that, I was like, okay, he already know what it is what it is. And I'm like, yeah, it's actually working really well for me. And I know landlords like you, if you have more than one property, you just don't have the time. And that's what he said. He's like, I just don't have the time to keep up with guests. You know, landlords who have a lot of property, they don't have the time to keep up with the guests. They just want to rent the house to you, don't hear from you until the first of the month where you send them that money, you heard. So he has a problem, I'm the solution to his problem. I'm looking to scale up. I'm not trying to buy a house this very moment, but I'm open to renting, and he will be the solution to my problem. So now that we got that out of the way, he knew what it was. I even told him I have Liberty Mutual liability insurance on my property, although Airbnb also has $1 million insurance policy. So there's nothing really to worry about. Everything is good. I have the camera outside. I told him I don't approve local guests. I don't approve guests under 21. So I do have a good screening process. And as we were standing there, I literally went to my Schlage and told him how the code works, how I give them a code, and I literally shared a code with him. And then the last thing of my pitch was to give him a tour of my property. Now, when we were supposed to originally meet on Thursday, I had a guest checking out on Thursday and checking in on Thursday. We could have met that day, and I was gonna take him to my property, give him a tour, but I couldn't do that day because the guests had already checked in, but they were checking out on Saturday. So I promised him, I'm gonna give you the code once my cleaning lady leaves on Saturday. Feel free to go in there by yourself, take a look. Like, if you have any questions, let me know. And he was like, yeah, he wants to go and take a look at it just to make sure it exists. I even asked him, I didn't get a chance to make a copy of my ID. I was like, do you want to make a copy of the ID? He was like, no, but I'll take a look at it. You know, he was filling me out just to make sure I am who I say I am. And he was like, you know what, I've been doing this for a really long time. I've been a landlord for a long time, so I have a really good grasp at reading people. And at the end of the day, I'm not trying to be working with no slumlord either. Like, I want to make sure, like, this is a business. If something is leaking in my property, I get it done, because it's a business. But if something's leaking in someone else's property, I need to make sure you're gonna get it done too and not waste my time. It's not like I could just put a bowl under the sink. No, I have people coming in for an experience. We need to make sure we are on top of everything. So he was filling me out, and he was like, you know, I have a good grasp on people, and I could tell you're very responsible just from the email, your presentation. So we hit it off good. We was in there for like an hour. Poor hubby and the kids was in the car for an hour waiting for me. But it was really important that I went there to put a name to face and met him. So we drove out an hour and a half, and then we drove back the next day. And then that same day, he was like, he's gonna send me like the screening links. Now, he wants 2.5 months rent. 1.5 is for security deposit, and then 1 month is for just 1 month rent. And then he was like, since this is a new business model, if I don't mind adding like last month's security. And I'm like, bruh, I spent $12,000 furnishing my house, and I'm probably gonna be spending around the same, or you know, around the same in your house as well. And there's things that we need to take care of, like removing this carpet. You're probably gonna have to put some flooring down there, you know, get some brighter lighting in this living room and dining room. So my expenses are already high. How about you do your screening, do your criminal screening, your background checks, and once you see that I don't have any evictions, any bankruptcies, nothing crazy, like I say who I say I am, like I am who I say I am, and I work at these companies, and like you verify my income, how about we just leave it where it's at? And he was like, you know what, that's a fair deal. So he sent me the screening stuff that same night, like at 9:30. He was like, I emailed it to you. When I say I was on it, I emailed him back. And that's another thing, be on it, because I know other people are calling him as well. So you don't want to be sluggish and then lose it. So when I say I spoke to this man on Wednesday, I met with him on Friday, and Friday night he sent me everything. Saturday morning, after my cleaning lady was done, I sent him a text and she's like, hey, here's a code, go take a look at the house anytime you want. I don't have anyone checking in today, and here's the address to the property. And he responded, hey, you actually passed my screening, so I'm really looking forward to going to take a look at the house. After I saw him and his wife come in through the camera, you know, take a look at everything, make sure everything looks like the pictures I sent him. He just wants to make sure I am who I say I am. And all this is public record. He has an address, so he could simply put the address in there and see if I really own the house or not. My name's gonna pop up like no tomorrow. And then after that, he was like, you know what, I just want to take a look at your house. Your house looks great. I want to do the deal. So That's how I got our landlord to say yes to rental arbitrage. And what's crazy was it's the first time I really pitched an owner, and I got it because I was on top of my shit. Sent him, went there with the W-2s, like anything that I know they needed, I was already on top of it. I didn't give him time to email me anything or ask me of anything. I sent him everything. You heard? And now that he knows it's on Airbnb, it made me even more like, and he was like, you know what, I'll be open to trying this out. And he even said, as I buy more properties, if this works, you know, I'll give them to you if you're interested in them, if they're in a good location for Airbnb. So when I tell you the feeling, and you know what, just because, I mean, it's a good thing. You know, I'm excited. My husband's excited. My sister's happy for me. My mom's happy for me. I don't know if it's just because I lost my grandma, you know, and like that's my heart right there. That was my last living grandparent. We were really, really close, you know. So I don't know if it's because I lost my grandma not too long ago. Today's the 11th. I literally lost her December 30th. What's today? Today's the 10th. So I lost her like 11 days ago. So I don't know if it's because of that. Like I'm not really like I'm not like really myself. Not like happy like I usually would be. Of course, I'm going through the emotions. I'm in my feelings right now. But I was like, you know what? Let me get myself together. Let me do a little video for them. Encourage you guys. It's 2022. It's a whole new year. All right, y'all. My camera's telling me I ain't got enough memory, so I gotta do some transferring and deleting. But basically, what I was saying is, it's 2022. If you have any goals that you didn't get to accomplish in 2021, start the year off and just get a start on your goals. I'm really excited because I have a timeline of what I want to reach and by when, and getting another property is on, you know, on that list. So I haven't made my final decision yet if I'm gonna go with this property. I'm still looking on Facebook Marketplace to see what comes up and to see what my options are now that I know I got the sauce. You heard. Like I said, I've been in sales literally all my life, so pitching someone, I got that. So I saw like landlords were saying no when my real estate agent was kind of like, you know, ahead of it. But now that I was the one that was actually able to pitch, I got it. Yeah. So this, you know, it gets me warmed up, and now I know how to pitch people, and I know what I need to bring to the table, and I can come up with my own little template, and bada boom, you know, email a whole bunch of people. So, yeah, I'm excited, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, if there's any videos that you guys would like me to do, put it in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.